and we are underway. Round 7 in action, Division 1 Outer East. And Nelson Aldridge, he gets that first hit out down to Tyson Henry, and Warburton Millgrove get the first centre clearance. No mark can be taken. Here is Icano, started forward. Ball spills to ground level, and a free kick is going to go the way of Pakenham. So they get a reprieve in defence early days. And they go laterally, and that's a really good kick there to one of the guys you mentioned, Trent Tanner-Stanton, who started off the half-back line, it looks like. And he assesses the options up the line. He's in no real hurry, and he looks to go through the corridor. And that could be a dangerous option because he's turned it over to Nelson Aldridge, who's going to be paid the mark. Aldridge had Baker running around the back, but he decides to go to his other captain there in Lee, who puts him inside forward 50. That's a beautiful kick, but the mark couldn't be taken. And I was wrong. There is a long sleeve jumper out there. I didn't think there would be, given the conditions.
Really? I didn't see that.
So anyway, it's going to be a stoppage on the outer side of the ground at half forward here for Warburton Millgrove.
Goodness me.
And I think, fair to say, fellas, the binoculars are going to get a good workout today. It is a massive ground here at Tumuck Reserve.
And I hate to be that guy too. I've just spotted 2 with long sleeves.
Yeah, there we go.
Next to each other.
So Henry got a handball away, comes into the hands of Humphrey. Warburton Millgrove trying to surge their way inside forward 50, but unable to do so. The Pakenham defence holding up, and in fact there's a free kick here, but they're taking the advantage. Pakenham forced the turnover. They kick across goal dangerously. Westlake was there, but he wasn't able to take the mark, and Pakenham can get things under control for the moment. So silly me, shouldn't have said that. James Ahern dishes off a handball, so Pakenham look to counter-attack to the broadcast side of the ground. Good tackle by Lockie Hewitt, and he's been awarded for holding the ball.
Pressure's up early.
It is. So interesting option to handball. Hewitt definitely too far out to score, but he'll wheel around into the right boot, looking for Bailey Humphrey. The kick falls short of him, but the mark is taken by Westlake. And beautifully done there by Lockie Hewitt, and Liam Westlake will get the first look on the afternoon. He's probably about 20 out on a bit of an angle, but he's usually a pretty good kick for goal. So Liam Westlake with an early opportunity for the Kookaburras. We're already 2 minutes into this first quarter. I think the intended target was Humphrey, but it fell for Westlake in the end. So when he comes, Liam Westlake with a slow, deliberate approach. Looks pretty good off the boot, and it's straight over the goal umpires. Cap and Warby have got the first in the match of the round. Liam Westlake makes no mistake. 1 goal straight 6 to Pakenham, yet to score.
They've adjusted to the ground, the bigger size ground, pretty comfortably here early stages.
Most certainly. I think a good thing for Warby is that there's not that strong wind that he can get down here in Pakenham, because I think that almost would have suited Pakenham because they'd know how to play that sort of conditions, whereas Warby probably wouldn't quite know how to play that, so that could definitely work into their favour. But that was something we did speak about on the show, Adam, was can Warby adjust to this massive ground?
Yes, absolutely it was, which we saw last week when we were doing the Officer Emerald game, which you saw Officer remember how to play on their bigger ground than Emerald do. So I thought today that maybe we'd just see Pakenham really flex their muscles and show how they play on this much bigger ground than Warby.
Spot on, Adam.
So ball's tapped down here. Aldridge looks to get it at ground level, but now it's Pakenham get the handball out. But stoppage in place here. They appeal for holding the ball, but they are not going to quite get it. And it's going to be a ball up again in the middle of the ground to resume play. I keep getting confused, guys, because the netball court's right there. I keep hearing a whistle, and I think it's the footy whistle, and then I look around. But anyway, the ball continues to play here. And a handball up in the middle of the air. It's grabbed, but the tackle is laid straight away, so they're not going anywhere. So the umpire calls for the ball to be balled back up. They're packing to win the tap down there. The tackle is laid straight away. It's not really going anywhere, so pretty much similar spots where the ball's going to be balled up. Aldridge decides, I'm just going to clear the space, I'm sick of this, and then thumps it forward, but it doesn't really work because the stoppage happens again as another tackle is laid.
It's one of the biggest grounds I've ever seen. Yep. There's still 26 people around this contest.
It's like a game of rugby union at the moment.
Tap down there, can they get some clear runs? Henry gets a handball out, now they get a kick moving forward, but they go towards the boundary line. Is it going to stay in play? Yes, it does. And they scrabble, real scrappy ball. Pakenham have found one out the back. Styles brings the ball into the middle, looking for a teammate there in Ahern. Now they can try and run it into centre half forward. That's a good kick too. That will work out well. Over to Stanton. Stanton pushes on his mark, centre half forward. Has Green all his own, but quite misses the kick. But it might work out there to Trembath. Not quite. Warburton Millgrove to mop it back up. Now they tap it forward here. Now they can move the ball forward here.
Upton it was.
Upton moves it now, but Pakenham again with ball in hand. So they're matching the pressure early. So now they get the handball to Ahern. They go backwards. And they decided to thump straight up the middle of the ground to no one really in particular. They got Hall there, who nearly wins the one-on-one contest, but Baker goes in, gets a handball out the back. Now Henry dances around one, back to Baker. Now they can move around. Handball with width, gives it over to Pretty. Now they got it out the back here, kicked long down the line to a pack. It's all Pakenham numbers though. Can they work it out? But it's going to fall to the front, and doing well to mop it up is Barr. Dances around a couple, then a handball over the top. Is that a high contact free kick? Yes, they're going to get it here at half forward. So Warburton Millgrove look to move forward here.
Icano will load up on the right boot. They can send him inside forward 50. Humphrey's a target. He's on the lead, but it's going to be cut off, will it? No, there's a free kick for a push. And this is going to go Pakenham's way. So they hold up the lines in defence. And I believe the recipient will be Jake Wright. And it is. So Humphrey just, again, the kick just falling a bit short of him. And unfortunately, on that occasion, Liam Westlake wasn't there to pick it off. So Pakenham just goes short for the moment. In no real hurry, umpire calls them to go. So it comes back into the hands of Wright, goes through the corridor. No marker be taken there. It's spilled. And this could be dangerous here for Pakenham. Eventually they mop it up. Oh, kick was smothered, beautifully done by Barr. Was he held? Yes, he was. And the advantage has been paid, and it's fallen onto the chest of Humphrey.
A bit going on in the middle of the ground too.
There we go. So a little bit clumsy, that hole. There was really no need to do it. And they rushed the ball inside forward 50, and Bailey Humphrey right on the end of it. And judging by the toss of the grass, there might just be a bit of wind out there now. So Warburton Millgrove, they've already got the first goal in the afternoon through Westlake. Bailey Humphrey lines up for his first goal for the afternoon. In he comes. And he's pushed it out to the left. So a reprieve for the Pakenham defence. Bailey Humphrey off target. 1 goal, 1-7 now. Warburton Millgrove to Pakenham. Yet to score.
We see, as it often does down here, the wind playing a bit of a factor as it's picked up a bit underneath the covers we have here.
Yep, it most certainly has, Trent. So again, Wright with the kick in duties. Another long sleeve jumper. What a silly prediction by me that there'd be no long sleeves. Dear oh dear. Anyway, that's a really good kick though in all of that. So James Lee, short. That's a good one as well, but the mark wasn't taken. It was spilled by Keisha. Probably should have held that one. Another good tackle laid by Woolridge, I think it was in fact. So it's going to be a stoppage at half forward for Warburton Millgrove. Aldridge wins the tap. Can Woolridge run on it? There's plenty of Pakenham players who are going to get there first. Beautifully done by David Solberger. He got there first. And it's run into our blind spot here at 2 Muck Reserve. It's a pretty big blind spot as well. It's going to be a boundary throw in.
I think.
Yeah, there's definitely a whistle.
Yeah.
Oh, yell out to the cricket boys. Is it a throw in?
Yeah, yep. They might need to get involved here, the cricket boys. So Aldridge gets to the front. And he just grabs it out of the ruck, but he's taken in the tackle straight away. Pakenham on ball, but nothing forthcoming. So another stoppage at half forward for the Kookaburras. Up it goes. Aldridge taps it down. Wasn't gathered on that occasion by Mitchell. But now the Kookaburras go inside forward 50, looking for Humphrey again. He might be able to get one out the back here if he can gather it cleanly, but unable to do so. Can someone get the hands away? Yes, they can, but Pakenham force another turnover. Is that holding the ball? Baker.
Oh.
Kick well and truly offline, but it's going to fall into the lap of Hewitt. Oh, he's taken the mark. Well done, Lockie Hewitt. Gutsy back with a flight. I think that's Lockie Hewitt.
I can't see that far.
Binoculars, Aiden. Here we go.
Binoculars. No, I think I've got this wrong.
Oh, no.
Brock Caneva. So well done, Brock Caneva. In fact, back with a flight. And from a similar spot that Bailey Humphrey took, maybe just a little bit further out, but say about 35-ish directly in front. So this for Warburton Millgrove second, and this for a pretty handy start because Pakenham haven't troubled the scorers yet. So in comes Brock Caneva to make it a 13-point break. Starts it right, works it back, and just drifts across to the left, just like Humphreys did. And we can definitely feel that wind coming across to this side, so that is where they're probably going to need to start the ball. So this time it's Brock Caneva is offline. So 1 goal, 2-8 now on Warburton Millgrove to Pakenham, yet to score.
Can Pakenham get some momentum going their way now as they kick out of the defensive 50? Can might be taken on the far side, not quite contested, but there's a whistle and it's going to be a free kick going the way of Pakenham, so they can try and move it up the line now. Precise kick over the top. Doesn't quite work, but it falls to ground level. Warburton Millgrove look to try and win this one, but it gets outside, and it's going to be a ball back in from the boundary line. As they gather the ball, umpire gathers the ball to throw this one back in, so it's Lee doing the ruck duties for Pakenham with Tiago out. Tap down. Now they move it backwards here. Pakenham can try and get some movement going. They try to bring it in the middle of the ground, but geez, that's a risky kick. Doesn't quite take it cleanly though, but now they've got it back in their hands. They can stream through the middle of the ground, opting to go wide to Green. Can he hold the mark? It just had a bit too much onto him, but he has plenty of time to get around and gather it. And he goes for that short kick. Does that one well. Bayano gets it. Maybe he was the late change.
I think he was, yep.
So now kick inside forward 50 mark just dropped. So here's Pakenham's real first look as they get a handball out to space. Then kick towards goal. Snapping. How is it? Just offline. Off the boot of Solberger there. So we're seeing that's obviously the late change there.
So he's coming for D'Angelo Tato. Of course, he's kicked 100 goals playing in the reserves. He did play one game in the seniors. Trent kicked 6 goals and then got dropped after.
Just as you do. Just as you do.
Bit unlucky, but anyway.
So they'll be brought back into play here.
Lee's got the kick in.
Lee assesses his options and decides to play on a little bit, then come wide. And it's going to work out all right to Caneva. He brings it inboard to Baker. Just at half-back now, Warburton Millgrove. Baker decides to go down the line looking for Henry, but it's going to be cut off. The umpire calls to play on though. A couple of handballs over the top. Now the ball at the bottom of the pack, and can they get the handball out? The umpire's dancing around like he's going to pinhole in the ball, but I thought for a second he might have, but then he's going to ball this one up. Sometimes you think they wait that long, and that's when they normally pin it.
Yeah, exactly right.
Lee with the tap down for Pakenham, and now they try and move it forward here. Ball still at the bottom of the deck, but now a kick can be off the boot there, off Solberger, and it's going to be a downfield free kick.
I think it might be coming back. I think it might have been simultaneous with the,
Okay, so it's not going to be downfield, it's just going to be a free kick.
They're just bringing it back. A lot of the home crowd wasn't particularly big fan of that, but...
I think they would have been because it's their free kick.
No, they wanted it to be down the field.
They wanted to be down the field. Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Kick inboard now to Nichols. Now he goes inboard to Green. Now they've found themselves at half forward now. Can use the runner out the back.
And just for reference, fellas, these are genuine 50 arcs.
So he goes wide. Then now a kick inside 450 if a mark can be taken. Not quite. Tackle is laid there. Did he get rid of it? Umpire says.
Nah, Jake Upton's been pinned for a chop of the arms.
Oh, okay, yep.
Wasn't happy about it either, but I think it was there. I think it was there.
Be brought back in for their first look at goal here, but a kick goes into the pocket and it's going to be cut off. So now they look to Warburton Millgrove, bring it out of the back pocket.
So Trendy kicks across goal and finds Baker. He's got pretty on his own, but decides against that. So Baker looks to go to the outer side of the ground. Low trajectory ball. The mark is going to be paid to Henry. Just got there on the full. And he continues to press out wide and finds Rothwell, who can run onto this one if he gets accommodating bounce, and he does. He can even have a bounce here if he wants. Rothwell, beautiful kick onto Barr, who can get the Jets on. No, but he's going to be corralled. He'll swing around onto the left boot. Warburton Millgrove should be inside forward 50 off the back of this, looking for Humphrey. But beautifully done there by Wright. Has had a good start to this game for Pakenham. Cuts it off and gets him moving back the other way. Finds Silver, but he didn't get a kind bounce at all. Bailey Humphrey soccers the ball in front of himself, and the ball trickles over the boundary line, and it'll be thrown back into play. So a stoppage at half forward and Millgrove, who I think have probably had the better of the territory so far. Pakenham have only probably had 2 or 3 inside 50s, and Warby have definitely had a lot more. But they need to make the most of their opportunities. So it's 1 goal 2-8 to 0-1-1 if you're just tuning in the way. Warburton Millgrove, Aldridge grabs the ball out of the ruck, sends it high to the top of the goal square. 2-2-on-1. No mark can be taken, but there's a free kick and it's going to go Pakenham's way. And the recipient of the free kick here, Oscar Jones. Jones dishes off. And he did that to Trembath. Trembath kicks into the back pocket. And Pakenham will look to use the outer side of the ground here. Long kick. This should work out if the mark can be taken, and it is. And here's a really good opportunity now for the Lions. Kick to about half forward. There's
a whistle back here.
A whistle back here.
Yeah, there we go.
I couldn't tell if it was a netball whistle or a footy whistle.
That's the one that keeps getting me confused sometimes.
The netball whistles, they're throwing me off as well.
Because you could hear the netball whistles, you go, oh, that's definitely the netball whistles. But I heard what I thought was a netball whistle, and then no one moved.
So they come back into the corridor. No mark can be taken. It was spilled on that occasion there by Kamanzuli, who looks to find a relieving set of hands, and he can. So nicely done there to Hager. Hager again back into the corridor, but the Warby pressure really good at the moment. Pakenham, though, still might be able to press forward here. Long kick to half forward. Can a mark be taken? No, it can't. But they still should be able to get this onside forward 50 off the boot of Tanner Stanton. It comes back to him. Centres the ball. He's got a man loose. Beautifully done to Cardona. And he'll get a look from 30 out on a slight angle.
There was not a man within 20 metres of Cardona just then.
No.
It's all on his own. Went, thank you very much.
And that's where Pakenham are going to have the advantage with this big ground. They'll find those pockets of space.
Of course.
So Chris Cardona, it's actually probably more like 40 metres than 35, I'd say.
There's a third long sleever there for you, Aidan.
Yep. Who's that? That's
Kate
Perkins. Yeah, I've already written down the sleeves on my team sheets.
Chris Cardona, in he comes to get Pakenham's first goal for the afternoon. Starts at left. Is it coming back in? Most certainly is. He gets the first for the Lions, and they get the margin back to 1 point the difference. 1 goal, 2-8 Warburton Millgrove to Pakenham 1-1-7. We've been going 15 and a half minutes into the first quarter.
Yeah, it's been really good from Pakenham just then. So they haven't been dominating the territory battle, but when they've been forward, they've been quite damaging because they know how to find that space in their forward 50, and they've just shown that with that kick to Chris Cardona. Really well spaced out, and really good to see. Obviously, Warburton Millgrove still having a fair ton of the footy, but it's kind of hard to stop Pakenham when they know how to play on such a massive ground.
Exactly right, Adam. Haven't quite taken the most of their opportunities, Warby, but as mentioned, it's only 1 point that separates the two sides, 1-2-8 to 1-1-7.
It's the ball back in the middle of the ground now. So he'll look to go up here. Lee gets the tap down. It's going to be a block free kick. We're seeing which way it's going. It's going to Lee for Pakenham. So he'll get in the middle of the ground here. He's looking for some runners to come off, and they do. Now a long kick goes deep inside the forward 50. Kennemar be taken, not quite, almost hanging on to his Hagger. But now handball out. They've got it back in their possession. Now high up and under kick. Anyone going to mark this? And I thought he almost is going to get the free kick anyway.
No, it's not. Oh,
yeah, it is. Yeah.
So Pretty.
So I thought the umpire pointed the other way. I was like, oh, hang on.
So Pretty, as he often does, taking the intercepting mark. Then kick down line to Mitchell. Mitchell goes wide. Has a player all on his own. Faruga now can run. Has one bounce. Can he have a second here? No. Just lowers his eyes and puts it into the Humphrey direction. Unable to hold the mark. It falls short. So now it's deep inside the 450 Warburton Millgrove. But Pakenham managed to work it out, and they've got it out. Danger for now. So kick down the line. They've got to play all out on their own on the far side. So they look to move it. It's Green with ball in hand. He has a look around, nothing really presenting to him. So he decides to just go down the line to the top of the 50. Can it might be taken almost out the back there was Ryan. Ball at the bottom of the pack. The umpire blows his whistle to ball this one up. Just at the top of the 50 here for Pakenham. So the ball will be balled up. They get into positions. Umpire wastes no time throwing this ball up either. And Warridge gets the tap down. Baker gets the stoppage clearance. Just thumps it forward. Who's going to be the recipient of this and doing well to tap it forward? There was Kamanzuli. Tapped it to Ahern. Now they can try and move it forward here. They're inside forward 50. Can Amar be taken going back with the flight? Ryan unable to. Almost held the mark and then met with some big contact, and it's found its way over the boundary line for a boundary throw in. It's almost an opportunity for Luke Ryan there. See Pakenham just starting to build themselves into the game now. Stopping a lot of Warburton Millgrove's entries going inside 450 now. Every time they've gone in now, they look to just pretty much rebound. Have done pretty well so far. As the ball's thrown back in, Warridge gets the tap down. Hall chases after it, but it's Warburton Millgrove who gets it bar, but he's chased down and it's holding the ball.
It's Vayano as well.
It's Vayano who's going to be a recipient. Who we believe, actually no, we don't believe, we know. He's the late call-up.
Yep.
So what a way to introduce yourself into the game. Big chase-down tackle, holding the ball after doing the ruck contest.
That's
and
it.
Go back and kick a goal. Yep. And I'll tell you what, he's not fond of goals this season.
No, exactly right, Trev. We know he's a good kick.
So Vayano will kick this pretty much right on the 50 or just behind. Kick of 50, 52 metres. So in he comes. Gives it all he can. How's the accuracy? It's just going to go across the face and go through for a minor score. So I'm going to have to put in a new column for how do we spell his name? Sorry. But, yeah, so minor score there for Pakenham as their scores are now even. We've been going 19 minutes into this quarter.
So Lee once again with kick-in duties. As Trent mentioned, scores all level at the moment. The match the Ram, which is what we expect. Probably should be a close game. Solberger, can he track it back? No. Warby looked to keep the ball in play, but Westlake was unable to do so. So it'll be a boundary thrown at half forward here for Pakenham. Pretty close to our broadcast position here at Tumac Reserve. So Nelson Aldridge will go back in the ruck once again up against James Liu, who's been thrust into that position today with what we believe is a laid out of D'Angelo Tato, who was the best on ground the last time we called Pakenham. Aldridge tries to soccer it forward, but he's turned it over. But here is Tom Barr. There's a whistle and a free kick for a throw, and this is going to go Warburton Millgrove's way. So Aldridge goes short with the kick. Baker should get there, and he does. So Bake up, peers into the corridor, and then loads up and goes much further to a one-on-one contest. Henry got under it, couldn't quite stick the mark, but he did well at ground level and just surges it forward, looking for Hewitt, maybe even Woolridge. Coming in from the side was Westlake, but he couldn't stick the mark. Beautifully picked up, though, by Henry Wathrell. Gets the handball away. Lockie Hewitt, kick around his body, well and truly offline. And he's missed everything.
Down the full.
There we go, so scores are still level here at 2 Muck Reserve. Hewitt unable to convert.
Play too. Really unfortunately couldn't get the job done on the boot.
Usually a beautiful kick for goal, but yeah, just probably just enough pressure there on him. So Silver, the recipient of the free kick in the back pocket, just chips it short. It's a good option as well. So Pakenham go to the outer side of the ground. Nicely done there to Martini. Martini will load up on the right boot. In fact, he pulls the kick short in the end, and he's turned it over. Here we go. So into the hands once again of Tyson Henry, one of the young stars of this Warburton Millgrove side. Got it on the outer side wing, loads up on that right boot, sends the Kookaburras inside forward 50. Westlake crashes the pack, thumps it away, but they've turned it over again of Warburton Millgrove. But again, it's another chaos ball. Ball spills to ground level. Through comes Jake Upton, looks to centre it. Here is Tom Barr. Can he gather the ball under his control? No, he can't. Huge numbers surround the contest. Again, it's a high up and under ball into the pocket, and the mark is taken. And it's Lockie Hewitt once again. So he missed an opportunity a couple of minutes ago, but he'll get another look, and this time on the set shot, which I think he'll prefer. So Lockie Hewitt from only about 20 out, on a bit of an angle. And you want to be careful the commentator's curse, but he's usually a really good kick in front of goal. So in comes Lockie Hewitt. Now that I've said it, the boys are a bit nervous. In he comes.
Oh, no.
And there we go. Oh, he's missed everything again. Can you believe that? There we go. I shouldn't have spoke.
Aiden, come on, mate. One more and you cut off for the quarter.
We're done.
There we go. So scores are still level in all of that. So again, Pakenham look to exit their defensive 50. Long kick down the line. I've got to say, I reckon the breeze has died off a bit too as well. So it was a bit of a problem earlier. Comes back into the corridor. That's a really good kick as well. Straight on the chest to Kamanzuli. Kamanzuli peers into the corridor, looking for Ryan. That's a good strong mark as well, up against Icano. And he goes out wide with a kick to Wright, who's had plenty of it in this first quarter. He's got an option down the line. In that man, Ahern, if he spots him, and he does, he gets it to Ahern. Ahern, though, corralled there by Ferrugia. Now we'll just chip it short on the left. Bit of a pitching wedge to half forward to a 2-on-1 favouring Warburton Millgrove. Pretty unable to stick the mark. It was a good contest provided there by Tanner Stanton. And a free kick for a throw. Going to go the way of Warburton Millgrove.
So Pretty with ball in hand now will opt to go backwards. And he does that well. Gets it to a mystery number.
There we go.
Number 29. So he looks to play on now. Trying to get the smother down, but he just goes long down the line. Flying the top for Rui. Can hold mark. Stanton gets it now, puts it back inside 450, puts it in the green direction. Can he hold on to it? It's being punched just slightly over his head. Now a tackle is laid. How the umpire see this one? Boys has whistled to ball this one up. 23 minutes gone in this quarter. And the scores are still even. 1 goal, 2 apiece. The bigger ground obviously playing a big factor. Aldridge gets the tap down to Barr. Barr just thumps it forward. Fly over the top with Hewitt. But Perkins gets in, gets the handball out to right. Now they go down the line. Can a mark be taken? Not quite, just falling short of Hall. But he swipes off that tackle, does really well, dances to round one, and then nearly ran himself into trouble, but manages to do all right. Gets it to Ryan, who gets the ball moving forward, but he's going to be pinned for holding the ball. So now, inside key to Aldridge, who we know gets around the ground really well as a ruckman, can kick goals, but also gave us plenty of the footy. Aldridge now, kick down the line, but there's a sign for the quarter-time break, and it is 1-2 apiece between Pakenham and Warburton Millgrove here in our match of the round.
Pretty short quarter, only 23 minutes, 46 seconds, and as Trent mentioned, scores are level at the first. Once again, it's Lee and Aldridge to do battle in the ruck. Aldridge gets the better of that tap. Warburton Millgrove unable to get this first centre clearance here. Cardona forced the interception and a free kick for a high tackle. Will go the way of Pakenham, the recipient of the free kick, Finn Nicholas. So Nicholas goes to the outer side wing. It's a good kick as well. Straight onto the chest of one of his teammates. So pretty low scoring affair, it has to be said, to start off this game. Just 1 goal, 2-8 apiece. As Pakenham get the ball to about half forward, pretty fists it away. Nicholas, though, goes inside forward 50 to Cardona, but he's been corralled. Huge numbers around the contest once again. Can someone muster something out of the pack here? That ball going absolutely nowhere for the moment. Eventually the umpire comes in and calls for a stoppage. So what can Pakenham manufacture here? Haven't had the lead as of yet today. It's been mostly Warburton Millgrove. So once again, Aldridge and Lee, up it goes. Lee probably got the better of that one. Ball comes to ground level. They've turned it over though. Here's an opportunity for Stanton. He dishes off though. Comes to Perkins. Kick into the pocket. Just falls short. No mark will be taken. And Warby can mop it up for the moment. That's got to be holding the ball though, surely, and it is. And Pakenham will get an early look in this second quarter. And it looks like it is that man, Finn Nicholas.
Yep.
So Nicholas on a tight angle. Be interesting to see how he goes about this kick at goal. If he goes for the check side. No, he's going to back himself into the drop punt. No, he centres the ball to the top of the square. Upton was there, but no, he doesn't fly. No. And coming in from the side is Keisha, who is the leading goal kicker for Pakenham this season. And the task ahead, a kick of about 20 metres directly in front. This to put Pakenham in front for the first time today. As mentioned, just 1 goal, 2-8 apiece, only 2 minutes into this second quarter. So Keisha about to begin his approach. 38 goals so far for season 2025. The most of any Pakenham player in senior footy. In he comes. Sammy Keisha. Kick looks pretty good off the boot and it holds a line. He's got the first goal of the second quarter and Pakenham hit the front for the first time today. 2 goals, 2-14 to Warburton Millgrove, 1-2-8. We've been going 2.5 minutes into the second quarter.
Really good setup there for Pakenham. Unfortunately for Warburton Millgrove, a couple of the players just sort of looked at each other and thought the other one was going to mark it, and all of a sudden Keisha comes in and went, you know what, I'll have that one out, about 15 out directly in front, which it's a bit of a miscommunication on this ground. Seems to be there seems to be brutal after effects for it, especially considering how much a little can mean a lot in this massive ground.
I agree with Adam. I thought it was Jake Upton's ball for the taking, but he just stayed down at ground level, and Keisha in the end had it was pretty much an uncontested mark in the end.
It really was.
A pretty easy shot for goal. I didn't want to say anything though, because after what happened to Lockie Hill, but anyway, it's back in the middle.
Definitely.
It's back in the middle now. Ball 1-0, Aldridge gets the tap down. Can they get the ball moving through Henry? He grabs it, but he's met with a tackle, so it's partially smothered. But now they can go forward here. Inside the 450 kick, not really favouring anyone, but can Humphrey get it there? No, doing well there and punching it over the line with Silva. But no, it actually stays in play for a second, and then it's made its way out. I thought they'd just been able to knock that back into play, but it wasn't to be.
Yep. Oh, no, Humphrey was trying to keep it in. I think Silva wanted to go over, but Humphrey won the foot race.
So now the ball will be thrown back in. So the umpire throws this one back in, high up and under, throw in now. Lee gets the tap down. And now Warburton Millgrove look to try and get it, but Nicholas gets it. Now he shrugs around one, then bombs it down the line. Can a mark be taken? No, it's at half forward. Baker runs onto him, gathers it. Has a look in the middle of the ground, has Aldridge, but then just checks his kick, but it's going to be turned over. If they can get it cleanly here, Pakenham could be out. Handball at the back, so now they can try and stream off half-back. Interesting handball, but it might work out for the time being, and that it does. They get the ball moving forward here, and now kick goes wide, but it's Henry who's going to mop it up. Waits for his runners over the back, and that they do. Tucked under their arm. Now kick inside the 450, going to the Humphrey direction. Hewitt is there as well, but doing well is Silva. So now they can get it out through Perkins. Perkins down the line. A neat looking kick, just misses the target. So now they can try and get it though, move it forward. That they do. Handball over the top of Nichols, who's been everywhere lately. Now kick down the line. Does it stay in play? Not quite. It goes out of bounds on the full. So not much happening. Bit scrappy ball movement going in forward here. So, and then that we trying to see the recipient of the free kick is there. So it'll be Baker who'll get this one. Also mentioned averaging just under 31 disposals per game this season. Had a magnificent season. Been that grunt in and around the ball for Warburton Millgrove. So Baker now runs up. Now he's at his mark now. Had to go finding the ball. And Baker plays on. Has a bounce too. We'll look to have a second, but no, just puts it to centre half forward. Can a mark be taken? Not quite. It gets out the back. Ball at the bottom of the ground. No mark was taken. The umpire blows his whistle to ball this one up. Notice it's not going really anywhere.
Yep.
So to be thrown up here inside the forward 50. Aldridge just grabs it out of the ruck and then snaps it over his head, looking for Westlake. That's a good strong mark. Is it paid? No, umpire says play on. Pakenham probably get away with one there. But now Warburton Millgrove again have it in the Humphrey direction. Again, that's just spoiled in time. So Warburton Millgrove again miss out on a chance. And Pakenham can breathe a fresher breath air as it gets out for the time being. But is it going to go straight back in there is the question. It looks like it might, and that it does. Into the dangerous position here. Westlake's there, but it's gone over everyone's head, and Silver should be able to run onto this, and that he does. Then just puts it on his boot. Does well to Clacy. Clacy waits for his runners, but it's smothered by Hewitt. Doing well there. Now the ball's at the bottom of the pack. Is this going to be pushing the back? Yes, it is. So Pakenham again breathe a breath of fresh air as they can get out of this one through Trembath.
Trembath comes back towards the corridor, but beautifully done by Upton to affect it, but they might still get a relieving mark here, and they do through Solberger. Solberger's got Green down the line. That's where he goes. He's going to be corralled. In fact, he's kicked it too wide, Solberger. And Warburton Millgrove force a turnover. Oh, just it falls in the end for Farugia. Thought it was going to go over his head for a second. So Farugia about a kick and a half from home. Peered into the corridor momentarily, but no, that is where he's going to go. And just go short with the kick. So they're in no real hurry yet, are Warburton Millgrove. Currently a goal behind, 2-2-14 to Pakenham to 1-2-8. He's got been pretty short. Oh, beautifully done by Tommy Baker, though. He sells the candy. He has a bounce. Now he loads up on the right boot, but he's turned it over. Disappointing result that in the end. Straight into the hands of Ryan Martini. Takes a pretty easy intercept mark. Comes back to Perkins. Perkins goes well and truly out wide, looking for Cardona, but the bounce wasn't kind to him. Now Warburton Millgrove with a chance to rebound inside forward 50. They can gather the ball cleanly, and they do. Kick comes back into the corridor towards Henry, but he spilled a pretty easy marking opportunity. Gets the handball away just in time. Aldridge dishes off, but he misses the target. Here is Cardona once again. Picked it up, but he's taken in a dumping tackle. Now Tom Barr, he can get the Jets on. Beautiful kick inside forward 50 to Woolridge, but it's fisted away from him. Trembath went away without the footy. Here is Hudson Semple. He dishes off. Now an opportunity for Lockie Hewitt. Looks pretty good off the boot, and it's just knocked over on the line.
Martini.
And Pakenham rush it to safety.
Did well there.
He did. Very important. So 1-3-9 now, Warburton Millgrove to Pakenham at 2-2-14. So can the Lions go end to end here and make an 11-point difference, or can Warburton Millgrove lock it in? We'll find out in a few moments as a kick in is about to take place here. It is that man Martini, who with some good work rate cut off that kick for goal, and once again he goes out wide with this kick, and a good strong mark is taken on the outer side. So what can they do here, Pakenham? No real hurry to go just yet. No real leading options. So they just go short with the kick, and here is Green, one of the vice captains of this Pakenham team. So Green peers into the corridor, but then he goes down wide. He might have just turned this one over, and he has. So here's another opportunity. Baker was taken to the tackle, but he got the handball away just in time. There's another free kick here, and again this is going to go Pakenham's way. So they come back into the corridor for Perkins. Perkins takes the mark. He goes right into the middle of the ground for Cardona, but he couldn't take the mark, but they should be able to go inside forward 50. Here Silva gets the kick away just in time, looking for Vaiano, and he's taken the mark. And Vaiano will line them up from 45 metres out on about a 45-degree angle.
Really good composure from Silva there. You know, he was chased down.
Yep.
Just took the extra steps that he needed to so he could precisely hit that target.
That's it. And from what we can gather, this is a pretty good man to have it in his hands, Matt Vaiano. As mentioned, 100 goals in the reserves. He has played one senior game of footy this season. He kicked 6 in that game as well.
Where was he next week?
Not too sure, Trent. Well, depends how many goals he kicks. But anyway, Vaiano, in he comes. Starts it right. Does it come back? It does.
That's a beautiful kick.
Beautiful finish on the left from Matt Vaiano. He stretches the margin to 11 points and kicks his first for the afternoon. Pakenham 3-2-20 to Warburton Millgrove 1-3-9. And we'll be going 9.5 minutes into the second quarter.
Oh, that's a fantastic kick from Matt Vaiano, and we've got some fans in the background. You might have picked that up on the FX mic, but yeah, absolutely. And you know what? He's got every right to support him. That's a fantastic kick. Maybe if you kick 7, he'll keep your spot next week. So
it is quite unbelievable to kick 6 goals and get dropped. And just given the season he's had the reserves, you think he probably deserves a bit of run in the seniors. But anyway, making the most of his opportunity.
Maybe he dropped himself because he knew he was that close to the 100.
Maybe he wanted the 100. Yeah, it's true.
Maybe.
But
anyway,
it's not as fun to talk about, is it?
Back in the middle.
So ball's back in the middle now. Lee gets the tap down. Can they get some ball movement going here? Handball out. Looking for Baker. It's partially smothered. Henry goes in to try and get it. Baker now with ball in hand. Umpire boys is going to be holding the man. Free kick going the way of the Kookaburras. It's going to go to Baker. He's had plenty of the footy early. Has a look around. He tells him to go long. Then plays on. And again sidesteps Green. Then puts it deep inside the forward 50. But the kick is not really going to anyone in particular. And Martini just helps it over. And that's 2 1/4 that he sidestepped.
Yep.
Pakenham boys just letting him know about it.
Big hungry, they saying, do you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon.
So the ball's now going to be thrown back into play. The umpire just gets into position now to throw this one back in. Aldridge and Lee. So the ball comes back into play now. Beautiful throw in. Lee probably got the better of the tap from behind. They knock it forward here. Pakenham, can they get this in their possession? It's right in my blind stop. But it's going to make its way over the boundary line. I think Clakesy tried to claim that it was back in. He couldn't believe it, but it's going to come back for a boundary throw and a reset play. 11 and a half minutes gone in this second quarter. Pakenham leading by 11 points. Ball's thrown back into play here. Aldridge just muscles Lee out of the way and Ryan gets it. Gives a handball off to Perkins. Perkins bumped off the ball as he kicked it, so it was enough to affect the kick and taking the mark. There is the skipper Lee. Lee brings it back inboard. Now they're in the middle of the ground. They've done this well. Up the middle of the ground they go. Can they get a mark out the back? Almost. Falls to the front of the pack. Is that in danger? No, the umpire says no. I wonder where that free kick goes sometimes. It almost comes and goes, but now it comes back with ball in hand here, moving it to Canava. One of the goal. Now Woolridge comes into the middle of the ground to Baker. He's telling them to present to him. Nothing really coming particular. Pretty's calling for it wide. Is he going to go for another side step? No, just brings it down looking for Aldridge. It's over Aldridge's head. It's going to be an instep mark by Pakenham at half back. So look to move the ball back in. They go up the middle of the ground, but geez, it works out all right. It's going to be the right person to be composed underneath Stanton. As I say that, turns it over, and Henry pounces on it, kicks towards goal, and it's through! Geez, I thought for a second, I thought it was through, but the celebration was a bit subtle. And I was like, but no, but beautiful job. As I gave Stanton the standing ovations, the composed guy, you want the ball in the hand, turns it over, and Henry's like, thank you very much, and puts it straight through.
Yeah. Probably right, because I think Adam and I both think, I reckon Reece Clace was a bit lucky to get away with a block there. Completely just impeded the run of Braden Woolridge to that marking contest.
He certainly did,
but anyway, Warburton and Millgrove do get the goal, and they get the margin back to 5 points, more importantly, and keep this match of the round nice and close. So well done, Tyson Henry, and he was very swift on that. Beautiful pick up at ground level, and a really good finish from about 40 out. So anyway, it's back in the middle. So Woolridge does go into the ruck this time, still up against Lee of Pakenham. Up it goes. Woolridge just got a fingertipper on it. Here is Reece Clacey once again taken in a tackle by Arcano. And Clacey penalised for holding the ball. So the playing coach, with some good work rate, dishes off to Barr. Barr gets the ball to about half forward. I think there's a free kick for downfield. It's going to go Warburton and Millgrove's way. And it's Liam Westlake.
Is he within range, Aiden, you reckon?
I reckon just. He's going to have to kick it probably...
48?
Yeah, probably 48, 49, I'd say. So Liam Westlake, he's kicked one goal in the afternoon. He's pretty much directly in front. It's just going to be about distance, really. So what can he do here? This to get Warburton and Millgrove back in front for the second lead change of the game. They got one just moments ago. This for back-to-back goals in pretty quick succession. And he isn't going to make the distance. Upton flies, but he won't be able to take the mark. Picked up beautifully by Solberger. He dishes off to that man there in Ryan, but Ryan's turned it over. They'll be inside forward 50 again. And here is Henry again. I don't think he's backing himself from the distance, though. His eyes are darting around. Yeah. Henry pulls it short, and here is Westlake again.
This is better, I think.
I think he should be within range here. He just didn't quite have it before, but he'll have to kick this probably about 44, 45 metres.
He's got an easy extra 5-7 metres in it.
Yep. Yeah, he's definitely a lot closer, and it's pretty much the same trajectory.
Same angle,
the same angle. He's directly in front again. So Liam Westlake, one goal in the afternoon so far. As mentioned as well, this to get Warburton and Millgrove back in front. We've already had one lead change in this game. Can it be two? Liam Westlake for his second and for Warby's third. Runs on an arc, starts at left, and it's going to fall short again. Is there a mark on the line? Now it's spilled. Do Pakenham rush it over? No, eventually they get the ball under the control of Solberger, who dishes off. Long kick out of the back half, but that's well and truly out of bounds on the full. And Warburton and Millgrove can reload.
So another chance to go back inside the 450. Kick the last goal now. They get another one on the board here.
Those two identical bits of play then. The kick falling short from Westlake and then Pakenham turning over to that...
on the far wing, yeah.
So now the kick goes inside the 450 here. Martini just drops the mark, but he manages to get a handball back. Now they can move the ball up, and they run the ball up now. Down the line, but it's going to be turned over again. So Warburton and Millgrove building that wall, not letting them get past that half back line. So now they'll go back inside 450. Can a mark be taken this time? Aldridge flies. Unable to mark it, punch from behind. But pick it up again is Henry, snap towards goal, just going to fall short in front of Humphrey.
Ooh.
But Faruga can get underneath. He thought about soccering off the ground and then decided not to. Trembath mops it up, goes over the top, but it's going to be mopped up again here. Warburton Millgrove getting it there, moving it forward here is Trendy. Now kick inside the forward 50. Ooh. Almost intercept mark, but the mark was dropped. Now Pakenham just thump it down the line, but look at Warburton Millgrove. It's all been pretty here as he runs onto this with ease. No pressure whatsoever. Has all the time he wants to compose. And, geez, nearly put it out of bounds on the full too, as I said that. But Trendy just drops the mark. No. Matter of fact, he did put it out on the full. So Green will take this kick. No, he won't. They'll bring it back here. Move the ball off the Hearn. Hearn to Ryan. Ryan goes backwards to Perkins. Perkins plays on, looking to switch the play to the fat side. Interesting kick, because if it doesn't, the bounce doesn't sit right, it could be dangerous, but it does. Kamazuli now down the line, almost trapping it on the far side. Can Warburton Millgrove, now they've got ball in hand, handball at the top, looking for Henry. How's the bounce going to sit? Not great. Solberg gets in it, but it falls out. Henry's got it back again. Kick inside the forward 50. Can a mark be taken this time? Not quite. Westlake busts his way through, unable to grab it, but now they've got it dancing around. Handball out the back. Iacano puts a kick inside forward 50, but Silva with the intercept mark. Umpire says play on. Martini, handball at the back. Now they move it forward to Kamazuli. Kamazuli just chucks it on his boot and hopes for the best. Can a mark be taken? Not quite, falls short. And it's going to be Warburton Millgrove who have a chance to put it back inside forward 50 again here, I believe. Yes, it is. Now they mop it up here. Pakenham, though, they cut them in their steps. Now they've got it, and they might be out here even. They've got the ball in the middle of the ground looking for Stanton. If he can hold this mark, they'll be out just over his head, but they make their way back. Can the tackle be laid? Almost. Kick down here, but Pakenham again with all the numbers, and they'll stream off half back here, down the middle of the ground, looking for Ryan. Probably just a bit too much air on it, but Ryan makes a good contest, and a beautiful handball over to Stanton. Stanton now puts it into the forward 50. Can a mark be taken? Yes, it can. And it's Ben Green. Beautiful play off that half-back line there.
They just went, didn't they, Trent? They didn't muck around.
So Ben Green will take this in the pocket. Has a look around. Game number 50 for him. So right in our blind spot here with all the function there. But he'll begins his approach now. Green. Job at hand, kicks it forward, and it holds its line. It's through. He's got his first. Pakenham have their fourth.
There we go. Back to an 11-point difference. So Warby, after multiple opportunities to get back in front, didn't take them. And Pakenham just go end-to-end very quickly and do get themselves back out to that 11-point break. 3-2-20, or sorry, 4-2-26 in fact, to 2-3-15. Nearly 19 minutes gone into this second quarter, so we've ticked into red time again. So we hope for the ball to come back into the middle. Can Warburton Millgrove get one before half-time?
You'd hope that they can, considering how much time spent in their half-forward line that like last 10 minutes. It was like watching a ping-pong match between the top of the center, the edge of the centre square and the top of the goal square, and just kept going back and forth and back and forth. But and then it just bounced out, and Pakenham looked really good on the counter-attack outside half-back. It was
great game at the G, guys. 5-8-38 to 5-6-36, nearly the end of the third quarter.
There we go. So the ball does eventually get back into the middle. So again, Aldridge.
Mind you, Richmond are the one leadings too.
Yeah, there we go. So it's back in the middle. Aldridge and Lee to do battle on the ruck. Aldridge just grabs it and gets the ball moving forward. Cardona couldn't gather it cleanly. Picked up beautifully by Lockie Hewitt.
There's a whistle.
And there is a whistle. I thought that was the netball for a second, so I was going to keep going, but it is the footy this time. So Cardona, the recipient, goes to the outer side wing. It's a pretty good kick as well. Finding Ryan. Ryan dishes it off. Might have run themselves into trouble here, Pakenham, but they work it out in the end. Kamazuli takes the relieving mark. And he dishes off again. Ryan once again with ball in hand, goes through the corridor, up and under ball. Can a mark be taken here? Yes, it can. Good strong hands there. Beautifully taken that occasion by mystery number 49 for Pakenham.
Bailey Styles.
Bailey Styles, oh, that's right, yep. Here we go. Picked up by Vaiano. Kick towards goal. It's coming back. It looks pretty good. Just offline. Just didn't straighten up enough.
It was a really good pick-up and a really good kick. Or at least it appeared to be for the most part.
I thought it had gone through for a second. I think it just didn't quite get back in time, but it was very nice off that left boot.
Yeah, right in front of the crowd too. A couple of them got up and about and then realised maybe it wasn't meant to be.
So a reprieve for Warby Millgrove. They look to exit the defensive 50. That's a good kick to Icano. Right onto his chest, and he dishes off. And they're going to go through the corridor again here, the Kookaburras, or maybe not. Oh, here we go. Baker ran into a brick wall, and he's turned it over. Ryan goes back towards the corridor, and Pakenham will be inside for a 50 again. Stanton, beautiful kick, and the mark is taken.
Hall.
And Mason Hall, we haven't called his name too often today, but here's his opportunity to inject himself into the game, and more importantly, to extend the margin to 18 points before half-time. So, of course, he was a live wire in that under-18s grand final last year when he kicked 4 goals and was doing handstands and flip-flops and whatever else, backflips and everything. So, anyway, and here comes Mason Hall to extend the lead for Pakenham. Looks pretty good off the boot. And it's straight over the goal umpire's cap. 18 points of difference now for Pakenham. 5-3-33 to Warburton Millgrove. 2-3-15. We've been going 22 minutes into the second quarter. Hall's got his first.
Mind you, has done a backflip in a game this season as well after a goal celebration.
I was just gonna have a quick question of your words of celebration. Can you explain to me what a flip-flop is, Aidan?
I don't know.
I know the sun's out, but like...
Yeah, I'm not getting the flip-flops out this early.
I'm not really too sure.
Nah, that's fair enough.
That's, I know, that's an interesting one by me, but... I was just throwing just random words in there.
Random words, to be fair, it conveyed the message, but...
I was hoping you wouldn't pick up on that, Adam, but no, I would have done the same thing to you, to be fair, so it's only fair. Anyway, the ball comes back into the middle.
Ball back in the middle. In the middle here. Oh, Aiden's flustered now.
Yeah, I am. Good thing it's nearly half-time.
Lee now. Handball over the back now. They move forward through Stanton. So Pakenham go back inside the 450. Ryan's out the back. Can they try and gather something here? Kick moving forward. A chance to get another one on the ball, but Baker again. Gone to be quiet the last few minutes, but he's had a big first half. Nichols will get underneath this and handball over the top. Now they can go to centre half forward to neat looking kick to Perkins, who's found himself up the top of the ground here at centre half forward. He immediately wheels around and puts it deep inside the 450. Might go all the way himself, and that he does! Oh. He's playing at the wrong end of the ground!
And he was so happy with it off the boot, wasn't he? And fair enough, it went all the way.
Do you know what he says? He's turned around and said, "That one for you, Aiden, I'm rocking the sleeves."
Yep. He flushed that though, didn't he?
So much for no one wanting to wear sleeves today. He goes, "I'll rock them and I'll kick a goal from 60.
Yeah. I'm surprised there's so many. I mean, there's always 1 or 2 players that wear them religiously, but 16 degrees and sunny, I mean, you know, in Melbourne winter, anything above 15 degrees, you probably have sunscreen and hats and sleeves and shorts. But anyway, I knew the second I said it, there was going to be about 5 or 6 players.
Yeah, exactly right. It's always going to be the way.
If I said nothing, everyone would be wearing short sleeves most likely. But anyway, it's back in the middle, so Aldridge and Lee. And Pakenham with a real break now, 24 points before the main change. So it's take 2 in the centre. So anyway, up it goes again. Aldridge grabs it out of the ruck. Warby to get one before half-time to close down this margin, but Cameronzuli should win the foot race to the footy, and he gets the accommodating bounce as well. They might be able to find another one here. Pakenham. Styles dishes off. Kick to about half forward. Cameronzuli Vado in the lead. He's already kicked 1 goal in the afternoon. Swings around on his non-preferred right. Looking for Mason Hall, who's the deepest forward in a one-on-one. Won't be able to win it. And Warburton Millgrove Hall appeals for deliberate out of bounds.
Brian and Pretty very sore to get up. Brian looks probably the worst of the wears. Pretty jogging off. I'm assuming they're going to signal off the trainers though.
Yep. Should be okay. So a boundary thrown in the forward pocket for Pakenham. So Vaiano will go up in the ruck this time against Aldridge. Vaiano grabs out of the ruck, swings onto the left boot, looks... No, it's well and truly offline.
Pretty's got it.
Yep. So Ben Pretty, he usually plays that intercepting role. Long kick down the line into the hands of Henry. Into our blind spot. They look to try and come back through the corridor here to Warburton Millgrove. They might have run themselves into trouble. Farugi is going to have to fly here, and he does. Dishes it back off. Maybe one last chance for Warburton Millgrove before half-time, but that's going to go straight into Cameronzuli's hands. And Cameronzuli, he goes out wide with a kick to Solberger. Solberger takes the mark, could have played on, but decided against it. And probably the right decision, because hot in his tails there was Caneva. Now Lee.
Who's been respectful in the ruck in his first half, I think.
Given the big battle against Nelson Aldridge, he dishes off. Solberger goes for a bit of a run. Can put Pakenham inside forward 50, and here is Vaiano.
Jeez, he's been lively.
He has been. Just a bit too far out to score, but he kicks long to the top of the square. Can he find a set of hands? He can, but guess who? It's Ben Pretty. Ever reliable in defence.
He's pretty good.
Dishes it off. Yes, he is. Bloody hell, Trent. Can you believe that? Low-hanging fruit, that one. Anyway, Lee goes back to Kamanzuli. Kamanzuli kicks back towards the corridor and finds Stanton. Stanton to Hagger. And there's a siren for half-time in the match of the round here between Warburton, Millgrove and Pakenham, and the Lions with a pretty handy lead at the main change. 24 points the difference. The Lions 6-3-39 to Warburton, Millgrove 2-3-15. We'll give you some updates from some scores around the grounds, and then we'll head off to our half-time break. But first of all, it realised that the umpire was ready to go, but he blows a siren and we're underway. So Aldridge up against Lee. Aldridge did the body work, but he didn't get the tap of the ball. Henry, who was pretty influential in that first half, puts Warburton Millgrove inside forward 50, looking for Westlake. The ball fisted away. Can someone get the ball out the back here? All the Pakenham players and Warby players overrunning the ball. Here's an opportunity. Bailey Humphrey, kick out of the pack, and he's got it! And Warby get the first of the second half, just what they needed. Bailey Humphrey kicks his first.
Yeah, it was very quiet in that first half. Obviously, not many goals being kicked, but he in particular was quiet. Kicked 7 against them last time they played each other early in the year.
And he has kicked, well, that's 52 goals now for the season. It was 51 coming into it today. So that is goal number 52 for Bailey Humphrey, and Warby wasting no time. Only 40 seconds gone in this third quarter, and they get it back to 18 points of difference. Can they get a bit of a run on here? Can they close the gap? So we wait for the ball to come back into the middle. So really important there for Warburton Millgrove. Bailey Humphrey injects himself into the game as it's back in the middle. So once again, Aldridge and Lee, up it goes. Big scrimmage in the middle of the ground. Ball surpasses Barr, but here he is now, Tom Barr. He can put the Kookaburras inside forward 50 with a low scrubby ball, looking for Westlake. He's in a one-on-one against Wright, but Wright bodied him beautifully, gets the handle away, but once again it's that man Tom Barr with those speedy jets of his, picked up by Caneva. Dishes off, ball comes back towards the corridor, but Pakenham have forced the turnover. Long kick down the line, should be turned over, and Trendy on the end of this kick. So where can they go here? Warburton Millgrove kick to about half forward. Strong mark is taken by Henry. Henry centres it and finds McHale. So Tim McHale, a kick and a half from home. Beautiful kick, and he finds Rothwell, does he? No, beautifully done by Bailey Stiles. Gets the fist in just in time, but they overrun the football. Now Pakenham connects at the defensive 50, but they've run themselves into trouble once again. Warburton Millgrove with a beautiful start to this game. Stanton taking a dumping tackle by Lee. And a stoppage at half forward for Warburton Millgrove.
Just feel the wind picking up a little bit more as our paper starts to blow away and our kit starts to fall over.
Yep, up it goes. Aldridge slaps it forward. It's gathered, but unable to get the kick away there. It was Kamanzuli. Well, not Kamanzuli, in fact, it was Ahern. Hewitt lays a good strong tackle. And the umpire calls for a ball up once again. I had to give Trent a bit of a tap there. He's so far away from me.
You scared me. But now it's a tap down, won by Perkins. Gets a handball out. Green now is met with a strong tackle. Don't know where going. Literally gave me the biggest front.
I love that you admitted that to the audience, because they never would have known if you hadn't
no,
said
because
it.
I jumped out of my skin. Ooh. But now moving forward. They're going down. Lee tries to mop this one up. Now Baker gets it, then puts it inside forward 50, looking for intercepting mark taken, looking for Westlake, intercept mark taken by Silver. It's done well down in the back half of the ground. Now handball out, look, goes to Perkins. Another player who's been really good. Kicked a long bomb goal, shows him you can still do it in sleeves in this weather, aided. So now they go, Eddie drive by at the sleeves, I will take on board. Yep. So now they move forward. When it's in our blind spot, so I can't quite see what's going on there as it stays in play. And now kick towards goal. How's the win? No, it's going to go through for a minor score off the boot there of Hudson Semple.
You work it overtime there, Trent, ducking and weaving and trying to, but you've done well to pick
Felt
up
like a boxer for a second there, Aiden. Ducking and weaving around everything in my way. So now they get the ball. Be kicking from full-back. So they look to move the ball forward, playing on from fullback is Martini, has tucks on his arm, has 3 bounces, has 4 bounces. Can he go over number 5? No, just puts it on the boot down the line, but I think he might have turned no, it's just going to go over the top of the head there. Solberger now, handball out wide. Now Pakenham can move the ball forward here, cutting into side the forward line. They thought about going to Stanton, but they go further to Hall. Hall now just outside the 50 now, plays on, wheels around, puts it in the Keisha direction. But Haggar's going to get out of the back if he can keep his feet. Just falls over at the wrong time, but gets the handball into the Keisha direction. But now the ball's at the bottom of the pack. How's the tackling pressure? Enormous! How's the umpire going to see this? Blows his whistle to ball it up. So deep inside the forward line, Haggard just fell over at the wrong time. He had all the space in the world there at the back, but unfortunately just lost his stepping. So now the ball to be balled up there. Oh, Aiden's brought the tape out.
Yeah.
If we learn anything from us, team, don't give me the tape. So now, snap around the body into the hot spot. Can it might be taken? Not quite. Haggard puts a pressure on there to try and keep the ball inside the forward 50, but it's going to be a free kick anyway, going the way of the Boroughs. So they'll get it in the back pocket here. It'll be Ben Pretty, who's been enormous, as he all normally is, but he's intercepting everything, putting his body on the line. Now he's told to play on. Kick down the line. Barr parks himself under, but Ryan with the good body work early gets himself in a good position to take the intercept mark, so he'll look to put it back inside the forward 50 here for Pakenham. Goes wide, looking Viano, takes the mark. Difficult angle here, but we know this man knows exactly where the big sticks are.
It's going to be tricky if the breeze is coming towards us, so he's going to have to start it very, very wide.
At least he's a left footer, so he's going to get that good swing around.
Viano now. We'll kick this just all. It's right in my blind spot, Adam. So is that right on 50 or just inside, you reckon?
Oh, just inside.
So he'll kick this just inside the 50 as he begins his approach now. Kick's on its way. The distance is not a problem. The accuracy looks pretty good. Matter of fact, it's just going to fall short. Was there a mark taken there? No, umpire calls to play on. And a bit going on behind the line, but it's going to be rushed through for a minor score. I thought I had the carry for a second. The accuracy was coming back. So the accuracy was definitely there, but it's going to be rushed over for a minor score.
So Warburton and Millgrove, they've run themselves into trouble here. The handball comes back into the corridor. Mason Hall is lurking. Can he gather the ball cleanly? Oh, he did, but the boundary umpire said you went out of play, Mason. Come back here. So Warby get out of jail for the moment, but the ball's still deep in Pakenham's forward 50. So they have been able to cut the margin out to 18 points to the Kookaburras, but they need to get the ball out of their defensive half first. So Vayano on the ruck up against Aldridge. Gathered beautifully by Baker. Spins around one, gets the kick away. Might have just turned this over, and he has. So Pakenham can rebound. Beautiful kick to the forward 50, but no, it flies over the head in the end. And the Kookaburras can counter-attack. And the kick comes out wide. Here is Ben Pretty, who can go for a bit of a run. He's got plenty of room in front of him. Dishes off to that man Henry. Henry gets it moving to Hewitt. He'll go back to Henry. It was Rothwell, in fact. Henry kicked to about half forward to Jake Upton, who's taken off the long sleeves, interestingly.
No, you can't be doing that. Can't be doing that.
Long kick to the top of the square, looking for Humphrey. Can't quite take the mark, and Pakenham force the interception. They can go back the other way here. Can the Lions? Long kick up the line. Looking for our man in the helmet, Nicholas, who gathers it cleanly. Now they can go through the corridor. The Warby pressure up pretty solid though. Clacy gets a kick away on the right. It's a bit of a pitching wedge to half forward. Trendy parks himself underneath it and takes a solid intercepting mark. And he goes back to the main interceptor in Pretty. Pretty dishes off to Baker. Baker on the left. Oh, it's a bit of a scrubby kick. It'll work out to Ferrugia. Ferrugia comes back into the corridor to our mystery number 29, gets around Cardona, dishes off to Mitchell. Mitchell runs himself into trouble, comes back to Baker. Does he keep it in play? No, he doesn't. And it'll be thrown back in. I was also it's interesting that Upton took the sleeves off because it's actually colder out there now. It's actually probably more appropriate.
No, I'd rather he rolled it up a little bit, but no, you got to stick to it if you wear it.
Yeah, you'd think so. It would have made more sense to start with the short sleeves and then switch to the long, not do the other way around.
Yeah,
anyway.
I can get around that.
Boundary throw in, up it goes. So Aldridge, his tap was sharked. Simple. Couldn't quite get to the ball in time. Lee taking in a strong tackle.
Did that hold the ball? I think it might be. Yeah, it is.
He is going to be penalised for holding the ball. There you go. And you reckon Pakenham will be inside forward 50 here. Keisha. Good kick. Vayano takes a good strong mark overhead. Maybe just too far out to score, but he wheels around to the left. Mason Hall, he's got the open goal in front of him. Couldn't take the mark. Swings around to the right. It doesn't matter. He puts it away. and gets it back to a 24-point difference.
How do you let a player like Mason Hall's calibre all alone out of the back like that? Or is it just his work rate?
I think it was his work rate, Trent, but you're right. It's a bit of an interesting one that Warby have let that happen. But again, this is just such a big ground. As Adam mentioned before, Pakenham just know how to find those pockets of space, and Mason Hall did that really, really well and kicks his second goal in all of that.
Oh, no. Me and Adam asked if I wanted the tape. I said, look, I better not.
Oh, give it a go, Trent.
No.
Oh, not after his attempt at General Cockatoo. That was atrocious work.
But that's what I mean.
All right, Jesus.
It was pretty bad, although I feel like
we want to talk about you eating the pie earlier. Is that what we want to go?
Feel free.
Oh, gee, we love to support each other here at the NRS commentary team.
As the ball comes back in, you can still see the pie stain on the ground over there.
Oh,
so Pakenham
rightio.
moves it forward now. Ryan gets it at half forward. And now he'll play, wheels around players and puts a short kick in Viano direction, but it's going to get out the back. Mason Hall's going to get on the end of this one too. Can he gather? Yes, he does. Dribble towards goal, and he's got no. I thought it went through for a second. We heard celebrations over here as well, but no, he puts through a minor score. I thought he had number 3 in 2 in 20 seconds.
I thought he was going to sock off the ground, to be perfectly honest, initially, but he went the gather and didn't quite get it. But yeah, there was a big celebration, but it wasn't to be, so Warby do get a reprieve.
What would happen if he half went to backflip there? Like, would he have to just kind of go, oh no? Like, he's run up to go like this and he's gone, oh.
He's going to have to flip cancel. Yep. Just stop me there.
So, Lee to bring it back in.
Yep.
Now the crowd are definitely getting up and about now. You can hear it down there. Kicks it in. Interesting kick, but it's going to work out all right. Now they look to pounce off half back here. Now kick down the line. Looking for Aldridge. He's going to get a free kick. Which way is it? Yeah, it's going to go Aldridge's way. So now Aldridge will get this right on the wing here. Jeez, the crowd giving him plenty of feedback there to Timothy McHale. So now Mitchell has ball in hand, tucked up on the boundary. Oh. He tries to dance his way around. Obviously saw Tom Baker doing it earlier, but it's going to go out of bounds in the full. It's a bit too much dancing. So now right in my blind spot here. Tishago asked one of the boys if they want to commentate it for us because it's right in their vision. So now they bring it back into the middle of the ground. Interesting kick by Pakenham, but it's going to work out beautifully. Matter of fact, Trem Bath. Now he wheels around and goes wide. Has Cardona on his own there. Now he wheels around, plays on straight away. Handball at the top, but it's not going to quite work. And has the hip and shoulder there as they move the ball forward here now, but it's going to be cut off again. So Pakenham in the middle of the ground, go to centre half forward. Have 2 men to choose from. Now they can go wide. Up and under ball. Keisha's going to be there. Oh no, Ryan just plucks the one hand out. I thought they were going to run into each other and cause a casualty, but Ryan does it one-handed, and he has an open space to play on. Kick towards goal. It's just going to go across the face. Might not even make the difference. Hall from behind. No, it's not Hall. It was Styles, and Styles giving away a free kick for an unrealistic attempt. Yeah. Interesting call.
Didn't touch it though, did he?
I don't know.
That's a 25-minute penalty as well.
Oh no.
Must have gave a little bit of it after it, but so now they'll. Looks like Trendy with ball in hand.
Yeah.
So Trendy at centre half back now.
Oh, and Eloisa, sorry, in fact.
And Eloisa.
Can you give 25s based on the crowd reaction?
Yeah, there'd be plenty at him. And now they go wide. It's punched over the back now. Now Pakenham again with ball in hand, but it could be smothered. Yes, it is. It's kicked forward, but Pakenham again gain possession. Kick inside the forward 50. Viano chases after it. So does Lee. Can Lee get it? No. Doing well was Jack Lee. Now he moves it forward. Now tap down. Out wide. Can they try and mop something up? Jeez, I don't know what I'm doing. Kill the binoculars out. It's getting way too far out now. So now they ball them forward. So Warburton Millgrove have a chance to go inside 450. Henry gathers it, but they're going to get a free kick anyway. There's a player down behind play. Just trying to have a look. And he's been helped up, but he's got a bit of a limp going as well. He's probably going to find his way off, I reckon. Maybe right. Or just going to have to try and walk it off. So he's going to get the free kick too. Oh no, he's giving the ball off because he knows he can't kick it. So maybe he might find his way off. I'm not too sure. But it's going to be kicked down the line. It's going to be cut off here. Intercepted by Lee.
So Lee's got the ball on the outer side wing. Assessing the options down the line. Nothing really coming up to him. So Warburton Millgrove 25 points adrift of Pakenham. High up and under ball to half forward. Can a mark be taken here? No, it spills off hands. Farugia in the area. Good strong tackle is laid. And the ball trickles over the line and will be thrown back in.
It's been a common critique of how Warburton and Millgrove have been playing. No players leading. We've seen Tom Baker say that a couple of times.
You know, exactly right. And it's such a big ground. There's plenty of space to be able to do that. So boundary throw in. Lee against Aldridge in the ruck. Aldridge wrestles his way to the front. I think Lee probably got the better of it from the back, though. And Pakenham eventually come away with the football. They look to come back into the corridor here. That's a really good handball too. Stanton gets it away just in time. Here they go. Long kick to about half forward. Vaiano's the target. Couldn't quite take the mark, but he gathers the ground level ball. Vaiano steps around one. Kick into the pocket. Going to fall short. Picked up though by Green. Steps around McHale. Goes with a dribbler. Not going to get there, and Baker will take it to safety.
When he did it just kind of stopped in its path. It just held up.
It didn't curve, it didn't curl, it didn't skid along the ground. I reckon it hit a rock and then it went straight up.
Just one of those outfield shots, like in cricket, when they just holds up in the deep. Yeah. It just doesn't want to go, and you have to run the whole four yourself.
Yeah. So here we go, Warburton. They can continue to pounce off half-back, but a kick to a 2-on-1 probably not going to work out here. Westlake is beaten. Now Pakenham look to go back the other way. Interesting kick, though. It's right now blind spot once again, and the ball finds its way. It must have been a smother.
Good play on words. Like good play on words there, Aiden, because you said it was right now blind spot, and it was right who kicked it. So there you go.
Oh dear. Worked out for me. There must have been a smother or something. I could see that he had the ball.
Yeah, Semple smothered it.
Yep. So up it goes. The wind catching that throw in. Maybe Woolridge can get it at ground level. No, beautifully done by Styles. Goes with a wobbling barrel. Ball pitches in and then spins out of bounds.
Turned it right
the baby nearly took the baby in the pram out.
That was a beautiful Nathan Lyon off spin of that one.
Good way to test. Good way to test the hands out early for the young kid.
Yep. So another boundary throw in. Just forward to centre here for Pakenham on the broadcast side of the ground. Up it goes. Woolridge. No, it was Lee. In fact, he got the better of the tap. Clacy dishes off. Here is Cardona, but his kick was smothered. Baker, beautifully done at ground level. Just gets away from Styles. That's a really good kick. A low bullet to Ferrugia. Ferrugia. Good kick now to Henry. Henry's got a one-on-one ahead of him, and that's where he'll go to Humphrey. Full short of him. Humphrey being corralled. Sockers back in towards the corridor. Woolridge. Now Icano. Keeps it in play. Loads up on the right boot. Long kick. Looking for Hewlett, who flew, but he couldn't take the mark. Can Upton get out the back here? No, he can't. Trenbath wins the foot race. Kicking across goal. And he's done that pretty well there, Trenbath. Got it to Jones. Jones high up and under ball here. Might be turned over. Good contest was provided there by Ferrugia, but he's given away a free kick. Cardona the recipient.
So Cardona now will kick it into the middle of the ground, and Stanton almost the one-handed mark, but he's going to get the front-on contact free kick anyway. So we'll come back to him in the middle of the ground. Styles has worked hard down here, but he's just going to opt to go short. Does that well to Ryan. So now, still reasonably in the middle of the ground, and they'll go short, puts it in the direction of Viano. Now he has it at half forward, probably a bit too far out to score, but he wouldn't mind wheeling up as well at the same time, I reckon. And that exactly does. Puts it deep. They got a player at the back here. Oh no! Oh no! Bailey Styles just stood there and said thank you very much, and they came through and cut it off and scored at the last second.
You just got to run and jump at the footy, don't you,
Trent? He thought he had it just there, sitting there for him, and then they've just come through the last second and spoiled it. You got, oh no!
Well done to Jack Lee though. Like he did well to get there, and he didn't give away front on contact either. More importantly,
the ball to be thrown back into play now. Just about 18 minutes gone in this third quarter. Woolridge gets a tap down. Viano bursts his way out, gets through a couple tackle. Here is Styles, shoves off one tackle, but couldn't get around the second, and it's holding the ball. Advantage is paid, man. In fact, I missed that for a second, but now they can go. Couple of bounces at the middle of the ground here for Henry. Now they keep going, moving forward. Almost spent it before they had it. That they do Trenbath now, and now they've got to be all out in the back here. Handball at the top. Stanton now wheels around, has a shot, has a play there as well. And Keisha, but unable to hold the mark, falls to the front of the pack. There's a whistle being blown for a holding.
Yeah, no, definitely there.
Which way is it going?
Warburton.
Warburton's way. Yep. So I don't know why the advantage wouldn't be paid there though. Yep. He was sprinting out on his own, but is that Lee or Pretty? I think it's Lee. He'll go wide. Find Mark. I can't. We'll move it forward now. Kick down the line. Jeez, the crowd's really getting amongst it now. Barr plays on, interestingly, but it's going to work out all right to Hewitt, who runs around the opposing player too, then wheels around, but the kick just doesn't quite work for him. Or does it? Might have been the plan all along. As Upton wheels around, now can be a kick towards goal. On its way, how does it sit? And it's through. Try and gather.
Who kicked that one?
It was
Rothwell.
off the ball of Rothwell. Geez, the crowd was getting really amongst it down on the fence there, and I was going, what am I missing? What's going on?
So back to 20 points the difference. I get one back. But yeah, Hewitt's kick, it was definitely meant to go to Westlake, and it wobbled the other way and landed straight into the lap of Jake Upton. He dished off to Rothwell, and Rothwell, more importantly, kicked the goal. So 9.5 minutes gone. It's felt like such a quick game, this one. I feel like I look at the clock, and every time it's like, oh, there we go, we're already in a red time.
Yeah.
So it's back in the middle. Lee went early and he won the tap as well. Good strong tackle laid on Henry. Trying to gather the ball at ground level. There is Nicholas, and Trent's lost one of his team sheets. He hasn't opted to use the tape, and it's cost him dearly.
The worst part was I didn't even notice.
Semple was pushed, was he? He was. So Warby should be able to go inside forward 50 off the back of this. Hudson Semple dishes off to Tom Barr. Low trajectory ball. Aldridge has got it. And he'll line them up from 35 out directly in front. This for back-to-back goals for Warburton and Millgrove, and to get it back to 14 points the difference. Can the vice-skipper kick some life back into this game for 2 quick goals in quick succession? Nelson Aldridge, he has kicked a few goals this season. He's swung forward for the moment. And what a big moment this is in the context of this game. That's a wobbly shank of a kick, and he's missed everything. It does not register a score. So Pakenham with a bit of a get-out-of-jail free card there. Ryan Martini, the recipient of the free kick in the back pocket. It's a disappointing result there for Warburton and Millgrove. It was a good passage, but Aldridge unable to capitalise. Martini will go short to Silva, who finds himself on the edge of this kick. Silva again just goes short, and the mark is eventually taken. Nearly spilled by Green. So Green assesses what's up ahead of him. High up and under ball to a one-on-one contest. The mark taken, no, ball spills to ground level. Huge numbers surrounding the contest, and the umpire comes in and calls for a ball up. So as mentioned, 21.5 gone in the third quarter, starting to near three-quarter time. I think Warby want at least one more goal before the final change, just to close the gap and give themselves a good run in the last quarter. So once again, up it goes. Woolridge this time in the ruck, wins the tap. Barr runs onto it. Had one arm pinned. He tried to get a little kick away, just got a toe poker on it in the end, so the umpire calls him to go. Ball not really going anywhere, and the umpire
Holding the ball.
pays a hold on the ball. Free kick. It's going to go Warburton and Millgrove's way. So Woolridge the recipient of the free kick this time. Just goes short. That's a good kick as well to Henry. He's run into trouble though. Styles got him holding the ball, and Pakenham can go the other way. So Bailey Styles goes wide with a kick. That's a really good one as well. Onto the chest to Stanton. Stanton won't pull the trigger just yet. He waits for numbers to get back inside their forward 50. Now he pulls the kick to about half forward. It's a good one as well. Green on the end of it. Probably too far out to score, but he wheels around, and the mark is taken by Hall. And Mason Hall is really started to come to life in this second half after a bit of a quiet first half. He's really starting to inject himself into this game. He's looking for his third goal here, and this to get the margin back out to 26 points. So distance will not be a problem. It's just all about accuracy for Mason Hall, only 20 metres out. In he comes, and he makes no mistake. Hall's got his third, back to 26 points the difference. Pakenham 8-6-54 to Warburton Millgrove 4-4-28. We'll be going 23 minutes into the third quarter.
Yeah, he's really come to life in this second half. Really been a good, big factor why more goals have been put on the board for Pakenham. Really been a live factor. Just knows where the goals are and just gets into space consistently.
He does most certainly, Trent. Been pretty much the deepest forward all day for Pakenham as well. And you're right, since he's come back into it, Pakenham have scored a lot more freely. As the ball comes back into the middle, can Warby get one before three-quarter time, or can Pakenham continue to kick on?
Ball back in the middle of the ground. Woolridge will go on the ruck this time forward in Millgrove. Against Lee, who's rucked all day. So now, ball to be thrown back up into play here now. Lee probably got the better of that. Can Pakenham go forward? He tries to bust his way through. Almost gets tackled, but Green now has it and goes wide. Just going to work out all right. So now they go forward to Styles. He just sits and waits, and then he might cost himself, and that he does. So now they play on. Faruga moves the ball forward. Now it's in that blind spot again, but I believe a tackle is laid. Just going by the crowd's reaction, it's going to be a tackle because we can't quite see. I think it's going to be a boundary throw-in by the way the players are running back to their positions. You just got to guess at the moment. So now, no, it's ball up, matter of fact. Woolridge, tap down. Now kick off the boot of Semple, deep inside the forward 50. Can a mark be taken? Not quite, but could they get one out the back? Trent Bath tried to mop it up. Now a couple of handballs. Kick toward goal by Upton, and he's just missed. So he's just missed, put it across the face.
There we go.
Goes through for a minor score.
Back to 25 points the difference.
Put the sleeves back on.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
maybe you should.
Jesus, that is... bit of feedback.
Trent, you know you're not supposed to say the J word.
Yeah, I know.
And you've said it about 5 times today.
I know.
Sorry, Jakey. All love and support in the box. Just a bit of banter, mate.
For context, we've had multiple lectures about this from Steph, and Trent just continues to just refuse.
Well, I don't refuse.
Oh, it's not that hard. You just don't say the word.
Well, I'm not going to go into it, but anyways.
Might say something worse.
Yeah. As the ball goes backwards. Now, the ball at the back of the pack. I believe it's nearly been brought back.
It really has.
So now they play on. Down the line. Works out all right as they mop it up to Kamazuli. What's it, 25 and a half minutes gone in this quarter?
Yep.
So there is the time. It was getting deep into the quarter, and it's a 3/4 time break, and it is Pakenham who have a convincing lead here by 25 points.
Yep, 8-6. Pretty tight tussle, but Pakenham probably had the better of it so far. So the umpire holds the ball aloft, and we are underway in the final quarter. So Woolridge starts in the ruck this time for Warburton Millgrove up against Lee. Clacy with ball in hand, but he's penalised. No, in fact, he's won himself a free kick, I think, for high contact maybe. So Clacy kicks to half forward. Nearly a one-hander mark was taken there, but didn't quite come down in the end. There will be a stoppage at half forward here for Pakenham. So to get the early territory, can they get something off of this? Push the margin out. Woolridge taps dangerously back into the corridor. Henry gathered it, but he was tackled straight away. And it will be repeat stoppages at half forward for the Lions. Up it goes again. Woolridge again gets a little fingertipper on it. Here is Mitchell. Huge numbers around the contest. Clace in the area too for Pakenham. Picked up by Baker. Tried to fend off the tackle, but he's turned it over. Perkins, kick towards goal, is offline. Just couldn't quite get it to straighten up. So Cade Perkins has kicked one goal this afternoon. He just couldn't quite get one there. So 8-7-55 now are Pakenham to Warburton Millgrove, 4-5-29, just 1 minute gone in this final quarter. Lee, the man with the kicking duties for the Kookaburras. Can he get his side motoring in this last quarter? Goes wide with a kick into our blind spot. No mark can be taken by Trendy. Does he escort the ball over the boundary line? No, looks to keep it in play. Finds Mitchell. There's a cry for ball. It's going to go Pakenham's way. So the Lions want to get as much breathing room from Warburton Millgrove as they can possibly get. Can they find the first goal this last quarter? Wright loads up looking for Vaiano. Can he take the mark here? Yes, he can. Nicely done. Probably a better kick and a half away from home. Will someone lead up to him? Vaiano got a few options. Stanton leads back in towards the pocket. Once again, it's a high up and under ball into that pocket. Cardona flew in from the side and takes a good strong mark. And he'll get a look from the pocket. Will he go the drop punt? Or will he run around onto his right boot? Looks like he's going to run around onto the right. So Chris Cardona. This to push it out to the biggest lead of the game, 32 points. Early days in the last quarter. He runs around onto the right, and it's narrow. He just bended it a little bit too early. So another reprieve for the Warby defence. Cardona off target. It's 27 points of difference now. 8-8-56 Pakenham to 4-5-29 Warburton Millgrove.
It's Warburton Millgrove to bring the ball back into play here. Almost looks like Bar's going to take the kick-ins. It's just doing enough.
No, I think it's...
That's bad.
Yeah, it is.
Bad pass. So he's going to take the kicking duties here. See where he goes from here. Don't often see him take it, and it looks like he's just going to go short down the middle to Lee, who normally would take the kicking, so he just goes over the top to him. So now Lee goes down the line. Can be taken? Has Pretty been swung forward, but it looks like he's a fair way up the ground. I think Pretty might have been swung forward in a hope to try and come back here, get some momentum going in this last quarter, but Pakenham can go back down now. They got a player out wide. Solberger almost thought about playing on, but then didn't. They go wide into the pocket, and I have no idea what's going on now because it's right in our blind spot.
Boundary throw-in.
So it's going to be a boundary throw-in. Matter of fact, no, it's still in play here. Westlake attacks the ball. Unable to get it cleanly, though. Now they got it out the back. Clacy handle over the top. It's going to be cut off here. And now they try and move the ball. Warburton Millgrove, a couple of handballs out the back. Can they keep it in play? No, it's going to trick over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in.
Contact free kick has been given.
They're really not looking after us in this last quarter so far.
Thank you for that one, Adam. He's right in the blind spot. So high contact free kick, which is a Warburton Millgrove's way. It looks like yes, it is. So Hewitt will take a mark here at half back.
Been so good for 3 quarters, and this last quarter they've gone stuff yous.
Yeah, pretty much. You know what? Good on them.
Right.
Hewitt short to Henry. Has a look around, so no real presentation forward of the ball from them at the moment. So he plays on and just goes short and high, and it's going to be punched over the line by Hagger. So now he's moved back as well, but as you mentioned, Aiden early in the game, he's played at both ends.
Yeah, this season he has played at both ends. Kicked 10 goals a couple of weeks ago, but he's also had plenty of defensive roles as well.
Now to throw this ball back into play now. Lee gets the tap down. Only go as far as the boundary line. So it'll be thrown back into play now.
Still in the blind spot, annoyingly enough.
So another boundary throw in. Woolridge up against Lee. As Trent looks at me and says thank you with his eyes, I've given him a chop out for the moment. Can someone get the ball?
No, I was telling you how cold it was, actually.
And the ball trickles back over, and it's
still in play.
It stays
just
in play.
Right, there we go. Now it's
now
over
it trickles
the line.
over.
Now it's even further into the blind spot, so I'm trying to see if I can make angles for myself.
We do apologise to those listening. We do have a severe blind spot here at Pakenham. The players had avoided so nicely for the first 3 quarters, and they've really just taken to it now. So it is another boundary thrower. We know that much. And it's going to be Woolridge and Lee to do battle on the ruck. Up it goes. Woolridge. Here's an opportunity. Stanton. No, he couldn't quite gather it cleanly off the hands of Ryan. So Warby tried to press through the corridor, but they've turned it over. There's a whistle. And there's going to be a free kick going Warburton Millgrove's way. Nicholas wasn't happy about it. So Baker will be the recipient. Tanner Stanton, in fact, directs some troops back. Baker assesses the options down the line. And he'll go towards the broadcast wing, looking for Westlake. Nicholas in front, won't take the mark. Beautifully gathered by Upton out the back. Kicks back into the corridor. It's a really good kick as well to Tom Barr, who can get the Jets on. He'll put the Kookaburras inside forward 50. Aldridge is the deepest forward, but McHale comes in from the side and takes the mark and will line them up from 25 out directly in front.
McHale saw that a while out and just went, you know what, actually, I want to lick at the ice cream today.
I think probably rightly too. I think the kick was just going to fall short of Nelson Aldridge.
Yeah, maybe.
So Timmy McHale, such a crucial kick in the context of this game. Pakenham missed a couple of opportunities down there in. Tim McHale, in he comes. It starts left, and it won't come back. It does not come back, and only cuts the margin back down to 26. So will be Millgrove burn their first opportunity in front of goal in the last quarter. 4-6-30 they are now. Pakenham still with a pretty handy buffer. As mentioned, 7 minutes gone to this last quarter. Cade Perkins with the kicking duties here for the Lions, who wouldn't mind at least maybe 1 or 2 goals in this last quarter just to get a bit of breathing room from Warburton Millgrove. Kamanzuli provides a lead. A little bit of a wobbly kick off the boot, but it should work out in the end. Kamanzuli's got right up the line. So too Hagger. Loads up with that kick. Ryan will fly. That's a good strong mark too, taken by Ryan up against Pretty. Ryan, again, a long kick down the line. He's found an option as well.
Beautiful kick.
Beautifully done to Stanton. Stanton backpedals off the mark and then just chips it short back towards the corridor. And the umpire calls play on, not 15. It won't matter. Clacy will dish off back to Stanton. Not the best handball, though, because it put him under all sorts of pressure. They continue to press, though. Lee gets involved now, the big ruckman. But they've sold themselves down the river here, and Warburton Millgrove can go back the other way. Westlake gets the fist in, but he couldn't gather the ball cleanly off the rebound. Simple. Now Cardona. Was that a throw? No, umpire calls them to go. And Pakenham retreat, and they'll get a relieving mark at half-back.
Perkins goes wide now to Green. Green gathers in the middle of the ground. The switch is very much on. They've used it. Now, where do they go? Everyone's come to the middle of the ground, so all he has to do is he has to go backwards to Hagger. So Hagger now at half-back. Brings it into the middle of the ground. That's a really nice kick, actually. Opens the game right at Cardona. He goes wide. Silver now on the far side of the ground and puts it inside forward 50. It's a beautiful darting kick, just falling short. Lee mops it up, but the handball wasn't really to anyone's favour. And if Pakenham can get it out the back here, yes they can. Snarl, snap around his body. Not quite going to get there. It's going to be punched over the line for a minor score. So Warburton Millgrove will probably look to move this ball really quickly. So this time it will be Lee. They put the ball on the ground for to run up and take the kicking duties. So Lee will bring the ball back into play. Warburton Millgrove been going 9 minutes in this last quarter. 27 points is the margin. So they really need to kick 5 goals here, and they need to kick it quick if they are a chance of coming back in this game. Down the line, no mark taken. There's a whistle being blown. It's going to go the way of Warburton Millgrove. They play on straight away. Barr gets the handball, comes up the middle of the ground to Henry. Kick just falls short, almost cut off by Ryan, but it works out all right now. Caneva gets it, shrugs off the tackle, does really well, then gives a handball to Iacano. Caneva gets it back. Caneva puts it deep inside the 450. Mark, no, I thought it was just going to fall short, but then it was dropped in the end. McHale, snap around his body. How does it sit? And it's in!
Oh.
Bounces through!
Good second efforts there by Brock Caneva. Just kept going. And Timmy McHale gets a goal this time.
I don't think, like me, I don't think anyone knew how that one was going to sit, because it looked like it was just going across the face and just sitting there. Then it bounced, then it stopped, then it decided to go over.
Then it decided to go over. What was worse is it looked like it was going across the face. I reckon it could not have bounced any dead centre of the square, to be honest. And then it could have gone anywhere from there.
So we wait for the ball to come back into the middle. Warby get the all-important first goal of the last quarter. It took 10 minutes for a goal to come in this last quarter, but they do get the margin back to 21 points.
They need 4 more to get in front, Aiden.
They do. I think Warby have got it in them. It's going to be still a big uphill climb, but they can get goals quickly, and they're going to get the centre clearance as well. It's a high up and under ball, but it's 2-2-1 favouring Pakenham. Ahern, he could have taken the mark. He decided to thump it away. Nicholas in all sorts of trouble for Riga, providing some good pressure. Back to Ahern. Kick down the line is a good one. And the relieving mark is taken by Davies. Davies chips it down the line and finds a set of hands. It's that man, Ryan.
Played well today.
He steps around Caneva. Brings it back into the corridor, but he might have just turned it over here. Jake Upton will park himself underneath it. It's a foot race. Kamanzuli will get there first. Good tackle is laid, though, by Upton. Gets the handball away. Umpire calls them to go. Pakenham find themselves inside forward 50. Can they find a goal? There's a whistle now, and a free kick for holding the ball is paid and will go the Kookaburra's way. So Rothwell goes out wide with a kick. Upton runs himself into a bit of pressure. He'll have to go back to Rothwell. Rothwell dishes off in time. Tom Barr being corralled. Dumping tackle is laid. Now Pakenham force the turnover. Ball well and truly out far on that outer side. Pakenham with a high up and under ball, but it's been turned over. Jake Upton takes the intercepting mark. Pulls the kick short and finds Iacano. Iacano swings back into the corridor. Here is Caneva again. He's been busy in this last quarter. Caneva, he has Noonan, but he goes wider. And that's a really good kick here to Ben Pretty. Pretty now will go short to Noonan. Noonan will take the mark. He's got Henry short if he spots him, but he'll go beyond him. He wants to put him inside forward 50. Goes to a one-on-one looking for McHale. No mark can be taken, but a free kick is given away by Tim McHale.
Martini will be the recipient.
Just affected him in the marking contest, and fair enough.
Time's running out.
It is. They probably needed something off that one. Martini goes out wide with the kick. He might have just turned it over here. No. Good mark is taken in the end for Pakenham, and they go through the corridor again. Here is Clasey. Gets up at the right time, up against Iacano, dishes off to Silva, and they go through the corridor here. Pakenham, low trajectory ball looking for Vaiano. Baker in the area too. Warby have got the representation out the back here. Semple eventually gets the ball under his control. Dishes off just in time to Lee. Being corralled by Ahern. Kick around his body is a good one, and finds Pretty. Styles provided a bit of pressure, but he couldn't get there in time. So what can they do here, Warburton Millgrove? Pretty kicks back in towards the corridor and finds Iacano. Icano pulls the trigger on the switch. It's a really good kick as well, and they might be away here. The Kookaburras again. Long kick to half forward. 2-1-on-2. Farugia couldn't take the mark, but Bailey Humphrey gets out the back. Long kick towards goal. Maybe Aldridge in the square. Can he get the soccer? No. Beautifully done. Beautifully done there by Hagar, and he rushes it over to safety. So back to 20 points the difference, and Trembath will take the kick in duties.
So Trembath will bring it back in for Pakenham here. From the kick in, 20 points to margin, 13 and a half minutes gone in this last quarter. He goes wide to Martini. Martini says, calm down, take a breath. Then he brings it back to Trembath. So he pushes off his mark now, and then he goes short again to Perkins. Played a good game. He goes for the handball at the top of the overrun of Trembath. Trembath now goes even shorter over the top, but it's working out all right. This build-up's really good for Pakenham. Now they can go even shorter down the line. Nice mark taken. So they're just building this play up nicely. Another short kick over the top. They got the overlap run. The kick doesn't quite sit for Lee. Has the bounce going to favour. He's got all the paddock. Grabs it. Then puts a kick inside forward 50. Can it might be taken deep? Not quite, but they could get one out the back. No, important tackle laid in the last line of defence, but they've got it. Handball, but it's going to be turned over. Warburton Millgrove get a kick. Woolridge, good, strong, important mark taken there. Woolridge immediately plays on, almost running to one of the players there. Styles parks himself underneath for the intercept mark. Doesn't able to mark it, but follows up his work. Puts his body O-line, taps it forward, but Lee gathers it, then gets a kick out wide. That's a precise kick, and they're going to work their way out of the back 50 now in the middle of the ground. They have to take the middle of the ground on. They know that. Barr's going to get a high contact free kick. No one in the crowd agrees, but Barr's going to get it, and he'll waste no time getting it here. He'll look for some halfback runners to come back for the handball receive. And he draws the play and then uses the halfback run here of Upton. Upton now, kick doesn't quite sit, but it might work out. No, Martini will mop it up and just go wide and gets him out of trouble. And it's a neat looking kick, and it's going to sit all right. Davies, he gets a handball over the top for Silver. Now they go even more forward. Inside the forward 50 here. A couple of handballs out the back. Can they keep this ball into play? Not quite yet. It stays in play. Handball at the top. They got the overlap run. Now Pakenham, shot on goal. How does it sit? And it's gone straight through. Just gather who the player is.
Just trying to figure out who kicked the goal there. What a great decision by you to not tape down your team sheets, Trent. Luckily Adam's come into your rescue there to pick it up.
No, it's all right. By the fourth quarter, I probably should know that most of the players by now. It should probably not be referring to my team sheets by the fourth quarter. You'd hope.
Oh, there's 44 players out on the ground, Trent.
I'm a talented man, Aiden.
What's that?
I'm a talented man.
You say that.
A talented man. Believe it was Clacy.
Clacy, you reckon?
No,
well, he was playing forward.
We'll give it to him.
Well, I mean, you said you're a talented man, so let's hope you're right.
I saw a tattoo, so I'm just assuming it was Clacy.
All right. Anyway, ball's back in the middle. And that's a very handy goal for Pakenham, just getting that breathing room back just as Warby was starting to make a bit of a case. Ryan just overran the football slightly. Baker will put him inside forward 50. High up and under ball. Can a mark be taken here? It will be taken. But it was taken by Josh Hager, who cuts it off for Pakenham. Long kick, Mason Hall very high up the ground here. So Hall at half back. Kicks to the wing. To a 1-on-1 contest. Good mark taken by Styles, who won't waste any time. He's got Keisha at centre half forward. Keisha steps off the man of the mark. Beautiful looking kick. And he'll get a mark inside forward 50. And they'll get another look at goal here, Pakenham. This to potentially push it out to the biggest lead of the game. And I believe it's that man, Tanner Stanton. He's got a kick of at least about 45 metres here. But this just about to seal the game shut if he kicks this. Already 17 minutes have gone in this final quarter. And a 32-point margin from this point of the game would be a little bit too much, you would think, for Warburton Millgrove. So Tanner Stanton trying to get inside that top spot on the ladder tonight. In he comes. Swings out on a bit of an arc. High up and under ball. Looks pretty good off the boot. And he's absolutely nailed it. 32 points the difference now for Pakenham. 10-9-69 to Warburton Millgrove at 5-7-37. Stanton's kicked his first. And Pakenham eyeing off that top spot well and truly now.
Is it? No, I'm saying they're home.
I reckon
they're well and truly home now.
I reckon they're just about.
Because it only would be about, going by the quarters now, top of 8 minutes left.
26 minutes was, or 25:57 to be exact.
So
was
top of 8, you'd think this quarter.
Yeah, that's it. It hasn't been a heap of goals this quarter either. Been a few stoppages, but anyway, it's back in the middle again. So Pakenham with the biggest lead of the game now. Up it goes. Grabbed out.
Keep the ball moving forward.
Mummy, Daddy, can we ride the train?
All aboard the Yarra Valley Railway. Come to Healesville Railway Station for a train ride on the restored Walker rail motor. Look out for kangaroos, wineries and rolling hills before your train takes you through the 130-year-old tunnel.
Of course we can go for a train ride. Let's go.
For more information, visit yvr.com.au.
So ball at centre half
Looking for the
forward
perfect
now.
Saturday
Forward
night?
to Millgrove,
Enjoy
back to
free
Pakenham.
live music and incredible Italian food at Il
Pressing here.
Vigneto. The beautiful. Looking for the perfect Saturday night? Enjoy free live music and incredible soulful folk to jazz and acoustic vibes. Talented local artists take the stage every Saturday night. Free entry, good vibes and stunning vineyard views. Book your table now at rochfordwines.com.au.
With ball
That's
inside 450, the turnover
rochfordwines.com.au.
once again.
Proudly supported by station sponsor Rochford Wines.
Semple apply some good pressure. Can the Kookaburras at least get a couple of consolation prizes here?
Yep.
So another boundary throw in, this time on the outer side of the ground. Up it goes. Aldridge wins the tap. Semple, can he gather it cleanly? No, he can't. Huge numbers around the ball once again. And this is going to work beautifully for Pakenham if they can just slow it down, run the clock down and take away the victory. They've been very, very good today. Up against this top of the table, Warburton Millgrove. Well, by the end of the night, Pakenham should be top of the table. It was only percentage splitting these two sides. The winner of the game, as we mentioned, would take that top spot. So it's socket inside forward 50 here for the Kookaburras. Looking for Iacano. And he will receive a free kick, and he can put them inside forward 50. So can he find a set of hands? He can. And Timmy McHale has gone forward in this last quarter. Will get another opportunity in front of goal. He missed his set shot opportunity. He kicked one out of the pack. And he gets another set shot opportunity here from about 35 metres out on a bit of an angle. So this to get it back to 26 points the difference. In comes Tim McHale. That looks pretty good. Just offline. So another opportunity gone begging there for Warburton Millgrove. McHale 1 goal 2 now in the afternoon. Cuts it back to 31 points the difference. 10-9-69 a Pakenham to Warburton Millgrove 5-8-38.
Well and truly in red time now. Over 20 and a half minutes gone in this last quarter. Longest quarter we've been going is 25-57, did you say it was?
Yep, 25-57, yep.
So that was the longest quarter we had. So going by that, would be not much more than 5 minutes left in this game, if that. So look to bring the ball back into play here. Pakenham from fullback. Now look to come wide, has a bounce, Martini, then just chucks it on the boot down the line. Hall's there. Can he use the body well? Almost did it really well to get the mark, but it's going to fall down. Trying to bust his way through there was Kamanzuli. They thought they got away with that one, but not quite. So ball to be balled up here in the middle. Tapped down by Aldridge, but there's a holding free kick. Which way is it going? It's going the way of Aldridge anyway, so Aldridge now. Right on the boundary here. Nothing to really go to. It's kicked down to the top of the 50. No mark can be held. McHale's in the area. Can they get it on his control? Clacy gets it. Handball over the top. It's going to be cut off by Caneva. Almost runs himself into trouble. Handballs over to Baker. But Baker gets it and handballs again. But it's cut off by Green, who bursts away, puts it into Viano, puts it in his direction. Then he just chucks it on the boot. Has Mason Hall working all the way back to the goals by himself. We'll take the mark. We'll play on. We'll signal to the opposition saying, I've got you covered, and put it straight through.
There's a fist pump.
Nothing short of never short of a celebration is Mason Hall, and he put through number 4.
He was fist pumping when he was about 30 metres out from goal, Mason Hall. That was very, very cheeky. But as mentioned, Trent, he's kicked 4 goals now and really come to life in the second half after a bit of a quiet first half, and pushes the margin out to 37 points now. 22 and a half gone in the final quarter. Hey, you absolutely love that. That's the second time he's just found himself well and truly out the back, Trent. He got one just late in that first half and then got one there. So wait for the ball to come back into the middle. Pakenham well and truly home now. And we'll take top spot on the ladder with only one more game to go in the home and away season for Division 1. So Aldridge to do battle on the ruck up against Lee. Aldridge wins the tap. Can they get maybe one more consolation prize here, Warby, before the game's over? Only a couple of minutes left in the game, you would think. So up it goes once again. Huge numbers around the ball and probably not going to go anywhere in the umpire. No, eventually it does come out. Strong tackle laid there by Baker. And eventually we will have another stoppage in the middle of the ground. So once again, Lee and Aldridge to do battle on the ruck. Aldridge gets the better of the tap, can bar run onto it. There's a whistle and a free kick here for a hold. Going to go Nelson Aldridge's way. So Aldridge steps around the man of the mark, sends a wobbly ball inside forward 50. Westlake will fly, but the ball's fisted away from him. Here is Humphrey, gets a kick away in his non-preferred left boot. Gets it to Woolridge. Couldn't gather it cleanly. Bailey Humphrey, beautifully done, steps around one, swings onto the left, and he's turned it over. Ahern will get back and cut it off. Kicks across goal dangerously. Ferrugia is there, but he won't be able to cut it off. Eventually Pakenham makes it the defensive 50. That's a really good kick as well, onto the chest of Green. Green backpedals off the man on the mark, kicks it short to Stanton. Stanton keeps the ball moving forward. Beautiful kick out wide, and they should be inside forward 50 once again here, Pakenham. Another short kick, this time to Nicholas. Nicholas, low trajectory ball. Through a couple sets of hand. Here's Vaiano. Already kicked one goal in the afternoon. Dishes off. Mason Hall for goal number 5. He's kicked a bag.
He was celebrating before it went in again.
Yep.
Why not when you kick 5?
43 points the difference. 12-9-81 to 5-8-38. It's a party for Mason Hall. He's really come to life in this second half, as we've mentioned. And Pakenham just with some more icing on the cake. 25 minutes now gone to this last quarter. And what a day for Mason Hall. He's been terrific. As the ball comes back into the middle. Just such a strong display here in their home ground from Pakenham. It was a 66-point loss the last time they played Warburton Millgrove. They'll well and truly turn the tables on them now.
Ball back in the middle now. 25 minutes gone in this last quarter, so maybe a minute, 2 minutes tops left. Only guessing, but that's just how the game's played out today. Baker gets it, runs around some traffic, then kicks it nice, neat kick to Knaver off the wing. They're not going down without a fight. They're just choosing to play on at every opportunity as they go forward. Nice mark, take it out in front by Westlake. It's the outside 50. He puts it into the hot spot. Woolridge will present. It won't quite carry that far, and it's punched over into a dangerous spot, but Silver will mop it up, then get a handball over the top, but busting his way through. Ferrugia kicks on his way. How does it go? No, it's not going to quite make the distance, and Martini again on the last line of defence takes the mark. And there is the siren. Pakenham are the victors, and they jump to the top of the table, back to where they started the first half of this season, and they're back where they were then.
Yep, most certainly, Trent. And what a display it was, particularly in the second half of the game. They really started to run away with it. There was only a couple of goals at half-time, but they come away with a very solid 43-point victory against a very strong Warburton Millgrove outfit. And they turn the tables on them after a 66-point loss earlier in the season. And Adam, what a strong